I'm going to talk to you today about our tips for visiting Costa Rica and our itinerary for Costa Rica. We loved Costa Rica, and I definitely recommend traveling there. It's one of my favorite destinations. So basically, as far as tips go, well, we flew into San Jose Airport. There's an airport on the other side of the island, depends where you stay. Um, Costa Rica, you think about beaches, but they've also have mountainous areas, volcanoes. They have so much other stuff to do. My husband and I are not the biggest beach people, so we decided to go inland, and we mostly stayed in La Fortuna, which is in the Arenal volcano region. There's so much to do there: zip lining, hanging bridges, just views of the volcano. It's fantastic. The beaches are supposed to be fantastic too. I just like being in the rainforest area. There's also the cloud forest area, which I would have loved to see, but we didn't have time. So basically, we decided to rent a car. I think if you're definitely going to be traveling around, you need to rent a car. It was really easy to drive there. One thing I do recommend that I had read when, renting a car is that you want to make sure, a lot of the companies don't put in all the fees necessary. So we rented the car from Adobe, rentals, which is I saw recommended. While they seem more expensive, they have all their fees listed up front. So you're not going to be surprised by anything. They're a local company. We were able to rent an automatic vehicle, and they had a transfer from the airport to their rental location. So they picked us up. We were able to get the rental. Everything was smooth, and I definitely, that they're definitely a company I would recommend using. You don't really need to exchange money in Costa Rica. They take, US dollars. So that's something, that you don't have to worry about, while traveling in Costa Rica. One thing is the weather. We went, in June, and that is the, start of the rainy season in the May area to about October, November. When we went in the start of the rainy season, it, rained. The mornings were great, sunny, fantastic weather. It's less hot and humid in the rainy season. It's also their off season, so less busy. Um, it rained about every afternoon. I would say starting at 3 or 4 into the entire evening. So evening plans, if you have anything there, they might get rained out, but I liked going in the rainy season because it was definitely less touristy and less busy. Um, if you go in the rainy season, you want to pack accordingly. Rain jackets. You're going to want hiking boots if you're hiking. This really depends if you're going to the beach or but I'm going to be talking about going to the rainforest area. So you definitely want, summer clothes and rain jackets, waterproof, things that are, that can get wet. Another thing is that definitely, obviously, you're going to want sunscreen. Definitely recommend coral safe sunscreen. Now obviously we weren't in the beach region, but there is coral in some of the other regions, and this is, not as harmful to the coral in the ocean. Definitely, bug repellent. We didn't have any problems with bugs, mosquitoes. I get attacked by mosquitoes, so I would definitely know, but we also wore, bug repellent every day. So like I said, we started our first day by flying into San Jose in the morning. So we had an entire day. We rented our vehicle from Adobe, and then we drove 30 minutes to the Varablanca region, where we stayed a night. We first drove the 30 minutes to, Hacienda Alicia, which is the Starbucks coffee farm. This was an amazing experience. I definitely recommend doing a coffee tour when you're in Costa Rica. Their coffee's amazing. It was really neat. This is the only coffee farm that Starbucks owns. I'm a big Starbucks fan, so I wanted to try this out. They really have this farm to learn about the different coffee. They give tours. The views were amazing. It was a really great experience, and I definitely recommend it. Next, after, the Starbucks coffee farm, we drove 30 minutes to, La Paz, waterfall and gardens. On the way to La Paz Waterfalls, we stopped at Frescas de Volcan, which is a stand on the side of the highway. It's kind of they also have a gift shop, so a lot of tourists stop here, but I definitely recommend to stop to get some palmito cheese, which it's almost like a string cheese. It was really good. It was something we have never had before, and they have fresh fruit, especially strawberries there. So it's a great place to get a snack before you hit up La Paz Waterfall and Garden. Now, this is a nature center. They do have animals here, but they're all animals that were rehabilitated and can't get back into the wilds. We got to see sloths, jaguars. They have lots of different birds. They also have 5 different waterfalls that you get to hike on, which was just an amazing experience. It rained the entire time we were there, but we were near the waterfalls anyway, so it didn't really matter. And it's just really fun to do. You can also stay here. They have a lodge, but we just decided to do a day to a visit here. It took about half a day, and then we went to stay at the Poets Vulcan Lodge. We only stayed at the Poets Volcano Lodge for one night, but this was a great little hotel. We ate dinner at their restaurant. The food was delicious. And the views were really great. We didn't really get to see them because it was very foggy. But it was a great stopover before we, went to, Poets Volcano on day 2. So on our second day in Costa Rica, we started out by going to Poas Volcano in the morning. This is an amazing volcano crater. It's active. It's got this because of the major acidity, it's got this like gorgeous green color. I know it's acid, but I just loved looking at it. I definitely recommend going here first thing in the morning. Fog rolls in and you can't see the crater. Your best chance of seeing it is in the morning. You can only stay in this area for about 30 minutes. They only let you stay in. You have to wear a hard hat. Because it is active and because of the gases. That's why you can only stay there for 30 minutes. We got super lucky. We went at 9 a.m. at their first slot. We were able to see the crater. I love seeing it. It's one of my favorite things that we got to see in Costa Rica. And as we were about to leave, we saw the fog roll in and you couldn't see the crater anymore. So definitely recommend seeing this, but definitely go in the morning. So then we drove 2.5 hours to La Fortuna, Costa Rica. This is the area where the Arenal volcano is. And the volcano, it's not active, but well, it is active, but it's not like spewing stuff all the time. It is just amazing to see. And this is a rainforest. There's so many things to do in this area. The first thing we did was go to La Fortuna waterfall. This was a gorgeous waterfall that you can actually swim in. You have to be careful. The current's a lot with the waterfall, but it was so much fun to swim in the waterfall and all the other pools nearby. Then we drove to our hotel, where we stayed at the Arenal Observatory Lodge. This was about a half hour outside of La Fortuna. Why we stayed so far outside the town was because this is the only hotel that is in the Arenal Volcano National Park. So it's really close to the volcano. We had a volcano view room where we could see the volcano from our room. The nature here was just amazing. We got monkeys, coati, all different sorts of nature every day. They had a restaurant on site. We ate there almost every night. The food was really good. Really like authentic, but they also had some American options, but mostly authentic Costa Rican food. That you could order. They also had a happy hour every night, which we liked. We hung out there. We mostly did our activities in the day and then hung out at the hotel. I definitely recommend staying here. You just feel so in nature and so disconnected from the rest of the world. So on our third day in Costa Rica, we went to Sky Adventures Arnal, which is a area that has hanging bridges, and they also have zip lining. Zip lining over the rainforest, you get to see views of Lake Arenal and the Arenal volcano. I just can't put it into words. It was absolutely amazing. And this is something you need to do if you're in this area. I felt completely safe up on the zip line. I didn't really look down, but I did feel safe. So it's definitely a must do if you're there. Then we went, into downtown La Fortuna and went to a soda. A soda is basically a family owned restaurant that's there. The food is amazing. It's cooked, by the family and, really cheap as well. Usually you get a casita, which is like, it basically means married. It's usually chicken, beans, and rice all like married together on a plate. And I definitely I'm recommending eating some of the local food when you're in Costa Rica. On our fourth day in Costa Rica, we started out by doing the Arenal 1968 hike. This is hiking around the Arenal volcano and getting to see the different lava tubes and just different lava that's there. The hike was nice. I didn't think it was as good as I wanted. I was really excited about seeing the lava, and then I definitely think it's a must too if you're in Arenal. But I think if you need to cut something off the itinerary, you can see the volcano from further away. Hiking around it really isn't much, but it still was fun. Then in the afternoon, we did one of my favorite things. We took a taco tour at Don Olivio. This is basically like a house, the father-son run. The son gave the tour. We got to try all different kinds of tropical fruit, star fruit, mangoes, papaya, fantastic. They make us a drink, a sugar cane. And this stuff's all grown on their property. And then we got to see how they made, cacao and, chocolate. And, we got to try this 100% chocolate. They put it on a little like biscuit cookie. And, we also had hot chocolate. And this, even though it was 100% chocolate, it was amazing. We bought some to bring home. This is definitely, I love seeing how chocolate's made. Trying all the different fruits. I definitely recommend. And the tour, the family was so fantastic. We got to see a sloth on their premises. Just a great time. On our fifth day in Costa Rica, which was our last day, the sixth day we drove back to the San Jose to the airport, but the fifth day was our actual last day. We started out by going to the Mystico Arenal Hanging Bridges. This is a bridges complex. We had a tour guide. They took us around. We got to see different animals, go around the hanging bridges, got to see views of the lake and the volcano. So it's a lot of fun getting to see all the different nature. Then in the evening, went to the Tabacon Hot Springs. La Fortuna is known for its hot springs. Because of the volcano erupting in 1969, it created different hot springs in the area. Now you could stay at a hotel with hot springs. We opted not to do that. But you can buy a night pass for the hot springs, which was neat. Tabacon is a fancy resort. They have all these different hot springs. We got dinner there and we got to swim around in the hot springs. It was a great way to end our trip. 5 days was enough to see Arenal and the Varablanca area in Costa Rica. If you want to, we didn't have time to see Monteverde, the cloud forest, or go to the beaches. So if you want to see all of Costa Rica, which I would love to do someday, I definitely recommend more, but 5 days, is good for Arenal. And give you a taste of this just fantastic country. The people were so friendly. Pure Vida, Pure Life is they are really into, ecology as well, environmentalism, just a fantastic country. And I definitely, recommend that you go there. We had a blast.